Hey guys, Round and TikTak here, bringing you another video. Number one, sorry about the bad lighting. I don't have my spotlights on because this is not normally how I record a video, but I figured I wanted to show you this live, kind of. I had recorded it on my stream, but I forgot about the background music, which was... never mind. But this is kind of live-esque, and I just wanted to do it for you guys this way, just so I can explain it for you. 7.20 was released today, and it's a really good patch. Sometimes we only get a weapon or a hero, and they're usually like a reskin or something like that. This one at least brings us some decent quality of life stuff. I'm going to show you guys the patch notes later on a little bit in the video, but nothing too major. Like I said, this isn't my normal style of video because I want to cover two things here, two main points, and that's really it. Everything else in the patch notes is fine. It's good. A lot of quality of life changes, but I feel it's just a lot of filler stuff. You can read over it if you would like to, but this is for the two major things I believe that should be covered in the patches. And granted, I don't even do these videos, especially like this, like ever. So please bear with me as I'm trying out this kind of like new format to see, at least for patch notes, if they're worthy of making a video for to do so. So let's check it out. The first thing I want to touch on is the re-perk and the resets of the weapons. Now anything, let's touch on resets first. Anything that had armor on it, anything. So not heroes, the weapon. So the shovel is a big one, but any gun, any melee weapon at all that has armor on it allows you for a free reset. And how do you figure that out? You go down here, you hit more, and you go to reset indicator. This will give you a down arrow on any weapon that is available to reset. So if I wanted to reset this because it has 27 armor on it because they changed damage resistance to armor, this is the reason why. All you got to do is press upgrade and inspect. It'll warn you, and you press continue, and you hit reset. This will drop your weapon down all the way to level 1, and will give you all the re-perk and perk up and things that you usually spend on the weapon. Pretty cool system, at least for things that have armor on them. So that's one. That's something they implemented, which is nice. Not something they needed to do for us. Another thing that they touched on, which is the main point of this video, is they have increased re-perk all around the map. So now you can see right here, instead of it being 80 and 65, it is now 80 and 100. And I believe 3 instances were given extra re-perk. We can check the patch notes real quick. Let's see here. I believe it was 3 instances of yes, okay, so mission rewards is 67%, perk caches are 67%, and mission alerts have gone up by 55%. And then the big one right here that people don't really notice because you're just kind of used to it is re-perk is being given back to, or it's cheaper to level up something. So if we go back to Armory, we go to schematics, and let's try to level up, hypothetically, let's say this right here. We go down here, we go upgrade, modify perks, and I've never done this because it's actually really, this was god rolls back in the day. 100% this was god rolls, something like that. So I'm not going to touch that, but we can just go to this, we can go upgrade, modify perks, and then if I wanted to change anything here, instead of costing a flat 1,000, it finally only cost 600. One more thing I want to show you guys, that any weapon that you may have in your armory before this patch does something kind of cool. So if we were to go to recycle, since everything gives you your resources back now, anything that is rolled, as you can see here, anything that has been converted and rolled, so if it hasn't been converted like this one, you will not get it, but anything that has been converted pre this patch does give you re-perk and perk up back. So it depends on what rolls the gun have on it at base. So you will get more re-perk and perk up for the higher base rolls that the weapon does have. So if you take something like this, so if we take this Dragoon here, you can see it has 2 white rolls and 3 blue rolls, which is really good, actually. It's pretty cheap to redo. If we go to recycle, we'll see that we get 300 rare perk up and 130 perk up. Now this is important because for players like me who have just tons and tons of duplicates of weapons, you can get a pretty penny. In fact, let's see how much we can get with just recycling the greens and blues. So if we go over here and we do batch recycle and we start clicking away, so as you can see, just by selecting the purples, blues, and greens that I have, and a couple of legendaries that no one uses, you can get a decent amount of rare perk up, uncommon perk up, and especially that re-perk. I've seen some streamers with now over 80,000. So yes, I tell this to everybody, always hoard your stuff, especially if you're playing a game like this that has a lifespan like this one. You never know what they're going to buff, you never know what they're going to nerf, so you might as well keep everything on hand. At least have one of everything on hand. And you can get a lot more uncommon and rare perk up, which really does help out. So if we go back to the patch notes, and we can check out a few other things that they did fix. So we talked about resetting your weapons. We talked about how re-perk is more abundant and less expensive to re-perk things, but we can also take a look at some other stuff. There isn't much else except for one thing that I really want to talk on, but let me just let you guys know that they are releasing 2 heroes, one for the Frostnite event coming out, which is going to be a new version of Burn Bright. Well, not Burn Bright at all. It's going to be called something different. And it seems not as bad as the other one. Granted, I believe it's going to be a bunch of small husks, a bunch of little husks, a bunch of husky husks, and smasher waves, taker waves, laser waves, propane waves, etc., until you kill enough of those type of enemies, and then you get to move on to the next one. Hopefully it's something a little different like that. Lastly, we have 2 heroes coming out, but please be warned, not warned, but make sure you realize that these heroes coming out, they're just placeholders. We have a brand new system coming out really soon that's going to change up the entire game. That's why I'm not bringing you any character guides, anything like that. It's going to change a lot of stuff. They've been talking about it for months. You're going to be able to put like 5 classes into 1 class. It's pretty crazy. So real soon that's coming, but for now, these are the characters that are coming out. If you need help with Frostnite, we go down to an easier level, just come by the stream. You guys know the deal. Now, the main thing I want to talk about on this patch notes show, I guess, is one thing that is kind of upsetting me. I like I always say, you know, I've been playing this game a while, and I kind of mad that they did this. So they released a new zone for Frostnite, Frostnite 128. Now, the issue I have with this is we've been clamoring for harder content for a very long time now, a very long time, and we've never really gotten it. This is the first event right here that is actually starting in a 100 zone. That normally does not happen. It normally doesn't happen. It usually is at 76 and then scales up to 97, and that's it. And when you're level 131 and you have a team and you're 140 and everybody's max, it's a cakewalk. It's really easy. This right here at level 100 is the hardest content they have ever released. Apparently, it wasn't hard enough. They decided to go to the other extreme angle of non-difficult now to extremely difficult at 128. This is my issue, kind of. I am glad they did something like this. I really am, but I gotta say they might have gone a little too far. Let's hypothetically say that 1% of the gaming community can actually pull this off. I'm in that 1%. I don't want to do it. It is a 2-hour and 15-minute long experience to maybe lose it at the last minute, the last second. 2 hours of your life gone. There is nobody that is going to do this with a pug group. You cannot do this solo. You cannot jump into a game with a bunch of randoms and pull this off. You need 100% cooperation. Everybody needs to know what they're doing. Everybody needs a role. You need communications. You need everything. And the average player, especially for Fortnite's player base, is not going to be able to do this. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to say that maybe even 1.1% of the player base is actually going to be able to pull this off for that banner. I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know when, but I'm going to give it a couple of shots. I was going to today, but I decided against it. During my stream today, I just did not have enough time or energy to put myself through something like that. I can't look at chat. I can't read chat. It's just 100% game. I just don't understand what Epic decision was here. Yes, we are asking for harder content, but this is to the nth degree. This isn't different, harder content. You go into a Destiny raid, it takes 2 days to finish the whole thing because you have to figure out the boss fights. There's nothing to figure out here. It's spray and pray, and one mistake costs you the whole game. If you hit one propane later on in the waves, you're done for. It's over. You're not being able to finish it. And I've been watching streams all day of Alora SC, and he's getting, I'm saying, minutes away. I think he lost at 2 hours and 12 minutes. And he's considered one of the best in the world. He was one of the guys who was invited to me to Epic Games. It was heartbreaking to watch, literally heartbreaking. But I just kind of don't understand why they did that. But that's really all I wanted to bring you guys today. Now, one more thing. I haven't put out a video in like 2 or 3 days because there's a reason. We are bringing you something so special, so awesome, and you're only going to be able to get it here. We are going to be bringing you a full DPS worksheet for every single gun in the game that is categorized so where you can just click the weapon you want and it gives you all the stats, everything about it, time to kill, average damage, crit chance. You can add in every little one of your stats. I know that this exists already. I know White Sushi, if you know him on Reddit. I understand that it exists, but mine is super user friendly. You type in your stats, you type in what weapon it is. You don't even type in what weapon it is. You choose what weapon it is. Kenjiro, bless this man's heart, literally went through the entire game and categorized every single weapon in the game and put it in a pickable list. And when you pick that weapon, it gives you all the stats about it. Then you can change those stats to accommodate whatever build you want to put on there. And we're going to use that list for the other big video coming. You guys have been asking for it for a long time. We're doing the Typewriter versus the Spectre versus the Bobcat. And if you guys got this far in the video, I'm going to tell you right now, as a little sneak peek, the Bobcat wins. So that's really it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, that stuff's coming. It's coming real soon. I'm working on it in the background and in the foreground. Talk about it on my stream, DPS numbers, math streams. It's pretty nuts. If you guys want to join us there, twitch.tv/roundedtiktak. I will be there almost every day. I stream, especially on the weekends. Make sure you stop by. We do giveaways and everything like that. If you guys want to support me as a creator, TikTak, feel free. If you guys are buying the game, we're ramping up for Division and Anthem coming out real soon. Hope to see you guys there if you're interested in those. And that's really it, guys. I have a new trap video coming tomorrow, and then we're going to be working on the Spectre Typewriter Bobcat video as well. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one. TikTak out.